I'm Bo. Welcome to this Q&A section. Today we're going to answer a question from Chris. Chris asks, is it empathy, sharing emotions, and being able to identify? I'm going to add to that question and make it a little bit more broad and then break it down a little bit. What is it to be empathic? Really, there are so many empaths out there who my heart goes out to them because they don't even really know they're an empath. You know a few things about yourself. You know that when you go into large settings, if you're an empath, if you go into large settings, it can completely drain you. If somebody you love is hurting, especially emotionally, your emotions just become amplified way more than you feel that they maybe even should. It's really hard to step back and not to submerge yourself in that emotion. So even something that is happening to somebody else, many times you feel it as if it's happening to you. Now, not exactly as if it's happening to you, because that would be just, you know, disregarding the person that it's actually happening to, but you feel it on a very, very deep level. That's what it is to be an empath. Now, if you get anything out of this one video, it's the importance of spiritually protecting yourself. So what happens as an empath? Is it sharing emotions? Yes, it is. When we talk about psychics, intuitives, mediums, a lot of time you hear people talking about visions, or they hear words or sentences, or they get images, and these are very common. What you don't hear a lot about is the passing of intuitive information through emotions and through feeling. It's almost a deeper level of feeling it on a physical level. So some readers can they have symbols that if their shoulder hurts, perhaps that's reference to a heart issue, or if their legs hurt, perhaps that, or if their legs tingle, perhaps that's a message that there needs to be more walking or more running or fitness or something like that. So we can receive intuitive messages through physical sensations. Empaths receive them even deeper on the emotional level, which can be really, really difficult. So if there's one thing you take away from this one, it would be the importance of spiritual protection. So there's a practice out there that is universal. It's not in line with any one particular, you know, you don't have to be this or that or this or that. It is a universal practice. Available to anyone and everyone, and hopefully everyone, that's called Ground Clear Protect, GCP. I'll make sure to put a link in here so you can have access to a video that'll show you what I mean. But grounding, clearing, and protecting, what that's doing is it's anchoring you to the earth, so it's anchoring you a little bit more into the physical. You're clearing out the emotions that you picked up that you might not need. Now, I'm specifically speaking to empaths. You're clearing out the emotions that you're carrying that are not yours to carry, and then you're putting a protection around yourself, say like a bubble, and it's not going to block everything out, but it is going to filter. It is going to filter what should come in and what shouldn't come in. So for empaths, when you go to the store, you know, a non-empath goes to a store and they hear people speaking and it's loud and it's noisy and all that kind of stuff. An empath goes to a store, they hear people speaking and it's loud and noisy and everything else, but they're absorbing emotions of the people around them, because that's how an empath's intuition speaks, and that's how an empath's energetic body is really set up. So for a moment I thought, well, why would anyone want to be an empath then? Because empaths are incredibly powerful intuitives, very incredibly powerful, because they can link into the levels of an intuitive piece of information that some readers cannot. So I, as a reader, I'm not an empath, so I'm speaking from the other side of this, but I've taught hundreds of students, so I can hundreds of empaths, and I've seen it and I've witnessed what they go through and what they experience and what happens. First off, the benefits of them using GCP. Please use a Ground Clear Protect practice as soon as possible. It takes 2 minutes, once a day. Twice a day is great, anytime you need it, but it's so quick, it's so simple, it's so easy, and when you watch that other video, you'll understand why. But as a non-empath, I might, as a reader, pick up information about an event that happened in the recent past and what happened to, you know, my client maybe in that event and who they talked to or what was going on or things like that. Because of the way that I read, I see and I hear. And so the information comes through and I can tell people what I see and hear in an intuitive session. Now for an empath, they can read that same event that's just recently happened and perhaps see and hear what's going on, but they can feel the emotion, the underlying emotion, which means they can feel the, what's the word I'm looking for? I want to say like purpose underneath it, or the drive perhaps of someone, or the reasoning why somebody said something. Did they say it because they were scared? Did they say it because they were mean? Did they say it because they were happy? An empath can pick that up. Me, I would only be able to pick that up if literally a guide looked at me and said they said it because they were happy. I can't link in the way an empath can link in. And for some empaths, they might not be able to link in the way that I link in. We're all so unique. But once an empath knows what's going on, the fact that if you imagine your energy system as just this cloud of beautiful light, and it's floating out there, and it is floating outside your exterior body because your energy body is expanded past your physical body. So when an empath is going out into society and walking around or hanging out with friends or anything like that, their energetic body, which reads emotions, is exposed. And so when they meet with another person, that person's energetic body, standing 2-3 feet apart, the energetic bodies are going to mesh. So now for an empath who's wired to read emotion, if they don't know this yet, then they're just going to pick up that emotion and most often carry it with them because perhaps they haven't learned how to clear that emotion out. Or perhaps you're an empath that has learned how to clear that emotion out, but you're still going, why does this keep happening to me? So GCP, Ground Clear Protect, it's a fantastic practice for this situation. And when it comes to Chris, when it comes to your question, is empathy sharing emotions? Yeah, it's sharing. It's sharing that energetic space for a moment with, with the loved one, friend, but sometimes it's with a stranger. Now, can we completely cut off the emotions that we're feeling from someone else or the emotions that we pick up? No, we can't, because that's actually part of it. So a spiritual practice of grounding, clearing, protecting is not going to stop everything. It's going to filter out that which is not on your path or for your highest good. So sometimes that bonded feeling we have with someone else, sharing in their emotions, is exactly what's supposed to happen. But when you're an empath, and it happens every day, and every time you go out, and the weight of it is just so heavy, that's when you need to learn a little bit about the energy body, support yourself, fill yourself back up, ground, clear, protect yourself, and then you can use that empathic ability to lift others up and help them even stronger in the moments that you are invited to do that. So identifying if you're an empath, if you've listened to this video and you're going, yep, you're an empath. And there's nothing wrong with it. Empaths are absolutely beautiful souls. They feel very deeply, and it's absolutely a wonderful, wonderful thing. So get control over that if you can, because you can. You can. It's totally in your power. And you'll be lighter and live more. So there's a beautiful thing when we share emotions with each other. It's beautiful. It's part of the connection. Can you imagine if you couldn't share emotions with each other? It'd be really dull. But when your child looks at you and beams and you can feel that love pour off of them, come on. Beautiful, right? Or, when your lover or your best friend, just kind of winks at you and you just, you feel that love coming off of them. Of course, it's a beautiful thing. So it is sharing of emotions, but for empaths, they're wired to read emotions on top of sharing emotions, which that door is just open a little bit wider. So honing it, training it, getting it organized, that's the next step. So if you're an empath, get on that balance, and that pretty much answers the question. Thanks, Chris. I appreciate it, and I'll be back to answer another one soon.